Welcome back to another episode of Find the Line, presented by Against the Grain Design and Print, where we dive into real stories with real racers, the successes, the hardships, and everything in between, with your co-hosts Logan Cipala and Joe Falde. Produced by Luke Cipala, it all starts right here, right now, on Find the Line.
Yeah, and we can do anything. Mama said it's true, and I put that on everything. Mama told me one day I'ma blow up big and I'ma be a king. And my papa told me it's okay to sing when shit hurts. Don't forget your dreams, cause they'll get you through this.
Woo! Oh, welcome back to Find the Line, my horsepower heroes. Man, tonight we got a fun one. No side quests tonight. It's main level action. We're recapping the Washington Nitro Nationals, and we got some hot guests tonight. We got the very first winner of the year for the women's class, Alexa Whitlock, coming on. She's royalty when it comes to hill climbing. This woman does so much for our sport. On digital, racing, everything. Going to be super fun to touch base with her and see what she's got to say about the super exciting season ahead for her class. And banger, we're going to mess this all up. We're in big trouble. We got one of the most talented people that's ever pulled in a clutch and twisted a throttle. The man himself, Josh Hill, checking in later on the episode. But right now, we're catching in with the man. He just pulled in the driveway. Logan, all trailer tires still inflated? Where are we at?
All four made it all the way there and all the way back intact with no issues, believe it or not.
I'm impressed. I am so impressed.
A win.
Oh man. That was Todd's trailer too, wasn't it?
Yep. He claims he checked the tires and greased the bearings and he wasn't lying.
He's got one up on me. I couldn't do it. The old Blackie, we had to change one in the Dakotas on the way back. So Todd's one up on me.
It's 1-0 for now.
I am a little sore with him though, because I messaged you guys. It's almost one of the big reasons I went out there. The Huckleberry Shake in St. Regis. He did not pull the trigger. Did he regret it?
No, he did. Dog failed.
Oh, dang it. Okay, I'm glad we cleared this up. Dog didn't go Huckleberry?
No, he says he's not a fan of berry shakes.
What?
Yeah,
what did he want? Whiskey in there or something? What do you want? Whiskey and ice cream?
He went with peanut butter, so fairly close, I guess. As far as non-alcoholic goes.
How good was it? How good was the shake?
It was so good. So good.
I mean,
every time.
If In-N-Out had Huckleberry Shakes, I'd probably move out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Man, you can't beat it. It was the best, one of the best tasting meals we had, just for the fact it was how many hours into the drive and we were sick of the rain and sick of everything, and it was tough to beat that one.
It's a highlight of our trip is when we hit St. Regis. That's Montana, I believe, isn't it?
Yeah.
And unfortunately, a low light for Austin Tyler, because I think that they lost a motor in St. Regis in the pickup the one year. So I always think of him when I'm sucking down my Huckleberry Shake. I hope that when the motor went out, they had enough to get in there to that burger joint.
Yep.
That would almost make it worth it.
Yeah, that would almost be all right. Make it all right.
Well, wow. Unbelievable. For those that have had their head under a rock and not know it, my boy here, 895, out at Washington Nitro Nationals. What was your worst finish of the weekend? Let's start with that.
Second place.
Oh, damn. Well, you must only competed in one class. How many classes did you compete in?
Just 10.
What? 10. So 10 classes, worst finish was second.
Yeah, we had a killer weekend. I have zero complaints.
Wow, impressive, dude. So impressive. The hill, it looked amazing. Just so jealous I wasn't there. I was cheering for you guys. I saw it was a little rainy on Saturday. Was it like a good rainy, or how did it work for that?
Yeah, it was actually pretty perfect. I think Friday they had a little bit on and off too. We got there like a little bit later, so I think we might have missed it. But Saturday they were calling for rain, and it ended up missing us most of the day. There was maybe one drizzle or sprinkle earlier on in the day, and then later on, kind of right as open class was starting, it was getting windy, and then the black clouds were rolling in down the valley, and the skies opened up for just a little bit. It wasn't a downpour, but it was definitely more than a little sprinkle. So it was just kind of a good soaking rain for maybe an hour, just kind of the second half of the open class up into and through King of the Hill.
Okay.
And then the sun came out and it got nice for the kids and women. So pretty perfect timing, really.
Nice. All right, cool. Well, I was excited. Obviously, we talked to Brett, and they've been working their ass off on on the grounds and on that event. And when I saw it was raining, at first I got a little nervous because they added a bunch of clay. How did that impact it? Could you tell where they had added the clay to the hill, or how did that work out?
The top you can really start telling now. So this year was the second year that they actually did that up at the top, and then he mixed it in a little bit down on like the berm and the tabletop and stuff. And you couldn't really notice it much down there, I don't think, or at least from what I felt. But up top, you feel like you don't notice it, and it's not any different because it's really deep. But if you miss the clay at the top, then you realize that it's doing something. Because there were a couple rides that I missed the clay at the top, and it stopped me dead.
Before the clay, I was up there when Bronson landed it perfect and came to a dead stop and went over the bars. And I think Bronson could bend a 1-inch thick steel pipe in half, and it threw him over the bars. I mean, it was dead stop city up there before that, but they've definitely improved that top then, huh?
Yeah, the top was really good. The last jump had a little bit of clay on it too, and that started developing some pretty nasty lines towards the end of the race. But that's to be expected, no matter what you got going up there. But yeah, the top was definitely much better this year, and it didn't ruin as many rides, but it made sure that just because you're getting to that last jump didn't guarantee that you're going to have a good ride, which is still good.
No, I don't have the experience like you. I've only been there a couple times, but when you never think of the tough rides. You always think of like your best rides, and then that's what we see online as well. As it's always these marquee rides. But looking at the finishes, Adam Schelt, my buddy, sent me day one open class. It was only about half of the open class getting times. That hill, if you don't do the bottom perfect, you're not getting that momentum back, are you?
No, you have to hit that first road gap perfectly and not stumble. Otherwise, you're fighting it the rest of the way. And if you're fighting a big, heavy open bike up through the top, then you're just going to stick it in and probably get stuck on that last wall section. It was pretty tough. The hill actually in the open class on Saturday got really tough towards the end of the second run. There was a pretty nasty line developed.
Okay. And I was wondering, we talked before, is that hill just getting rougher? I mean, I know that they do a lot of work to it, but is it just getting rougher and rougher on through the middle sections?
The hill itself isn't really getting more rough, but the jumps seem to keep changing. I don't know what the correct word is too, because I was looking at some old videos actually, because I was wondering how that happened. And when I went there in 17 and 18, the jumps seemed like they didn't develop the kickers as much as they do now. But then I remember when we first started going there, it seems like it's kind of dependent on the year. I don't know if there's like a weather factor that changes it, but I know last year the jumps kind of wore out into like ruts all the way through, and then you just weren't getting as much air towards the end. And this year they just stayed as kickers. There were some freaking nasty crashes hitting those kickers on the jumps. And I don't really know how you avoid that or change it or what we can do. It just kind of seems like it's luck of the draw and how the jump shapes up for some reason. I don't know if some of the dirt gets packed from, Braden's had mentioned when we were pitted next to them that maybe when they cut the roads in, that dozer packs the top few inches and then dumps the slough over the edge. So that slough falls away, and then there's packed rocks, gravel type stuff in the center, or right on the edge of the lips. And then that makes the kickers develop. So that seemed like a plausible theory to me. So we can go with that.
I mean, that sounds like an extremely intelligent opinion, if you ask me.
Well, yeah, exactly. But it's not surprising coming from them. You've seen their bikes and how they roll.
We were messaging on Insta a little bit, and Bob, I messaged Bob. Bob killed it. The photos are amazing. Luke, what'd you think of the photos coming from Bob?
I saw a couple of them just on Instagram, and they look sweet. He definitely does some good work, that's for sure.
His photos are killer.
Yeah, I don't know how he gets that light involvement with his pictures or his editing, but they're just killer. But, for me, I just freaking love when there's paddles and chains on pictures. And Mark Braden, it's Mark, right? Yeah.
Yep.
He had a picture, and he was giving the bike some style. that big offset Viper on the back, and it was like going away. And I sent it to him. I'm like, dude, if this isn't a poster, I'm not a human. Just so cool. And he's like, I need to lose about 20 pounds. And I'm like, no, open bike don't give a shit, I said. And then I gave him the Todd Tyler line that everything else is foreplay. You know, once the open bike's where it's at, he's like, I'm gonna tell my wife that one. But man, I just that's thanks to Bob capturing those moments, and they're really cool. He had some really cool pictures I've seen.
Definitely, yeah. It was awesome.
It just,
a lot of media out there.
Yeah,
too,
and
which is cool.
He was really good at the candids too. Like I love the ones where you're just sitting there at the line. That one, Austin Worcester, where he's just, you can tell he must have just been checking out the hill, but you could just see in his posture, he was having a good day. You know, like it just, I love those. I love that, like ambiance pictures like that, where the guys are just walking around and you're snapping pictures. Good job, Bob.
That one of Josh Hill needs to be a billboard for a hill climb advertisement, because he's smiling ear to ear holding a coffee, and we just need to post Josh Hill before a hill climb.
Agreed.
If that doesn't say something about the sport, I don't know what does.
I don't know what does. I can't wait to get his opinions about this later on in the episode, and it's going to be super fun to kind of pick his brain as to what he's thought about up to this point. But
Definitely.
Man. And then, dude, I'm blown away. Cash climb, day one. Dude, like, where'd that come from?
I don't know. Probably 5 years of frustration. I think that I think that was my 8th or 10th race, because I'm pretty sure I've made it every year since 21, or every time. So 21, 22, 23, 24, and 25. So that would have been my 10th race in cash climb there, if my math is right. I could be wrong. I could be forgetting one, but I've watched a lot of damn guys roll away from me and got me going up that hill. So, man, was I thrilled to get that one put down. It felt so good. And then the gate was stacked, too. Dexter was shredding on the first day. Yeah. And then Gallegos, you can never count him out, especially on a hill where you need to be smooth like that. And then Josh and Jake. I was like, wow. Man, I didn't expect that I was going to win, but Kirk was talking me up and said he got the 450 really dialed in better than it was last year. And then we did some pretty major suspension investments early last year, I guess, or mid last year. So I haven't been able to test it a whole lot. And it sure felt like it was different than it had been, obviously.
I got to think that's good feedback to Kirk. When you can bring back a bag full of money, I'd say something's working, right?
Yeah, exactly. It was a pretty solid payday. We'll say that.
Did you like the new start? Because they had expanded metal, didn't they, on the start down there now?
Yeah, the full sheet of expanded metal and 5 gates wide. So you pick one of the gates and that's where you go. It's so much better, because there's been more than one questionable start that we've seen over the years. So
the rubber band on something that big, I mean, when you're just cutting hairs, like that gate, you get caught in the gate, it's your fault. You know, like you can try to Alessi it. That's fine. Everybody knows what the risk is, but there's been so many times I've been watching. Even the ones I've been watching there, I'm like, that didn't seem right when they left. So good job on the crew there at Washington Nitro Nationals to up their game and get that in there and make that even more legit. That's killer.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Did they, and Brett said that he changed, did they grade that first incline there, or was that still pretty natural?
Just kind of up to that wall section. So just like that first little 5-foot little booter, you know, like if you've been down there, so there's like probably like one bike length that's real steep, and then it mellows out, and then it gets steep again, and it's just super choppy. So it's just that first maybe 5 feet or whatever from the gate up to that roller, and then the rest of it was still just raw.
Cool. Very cool. Really fun. Saw a bunch of names that we didn't see in American Hillclimb last year there this year. What did it seem like? Was the guys that weren't there last year, did it feel like you got the feeling that maybe there's some people that are going to try to get to Oregonia that weren't there last year?
It was cool to see a lot of new faces. We lost some and then we gained some, mainly due to X12 and Washington not being scheduled over each other this weekend. It was a lot of the Rockwell type guys that made it up, which was great to see. And the entries were pretty good. I think they're a little bit higher than last year. I don't know for sure, but I'm not really sure what the chase to the staircase is going to be this year and how many people are actually doing it. I haven't heard a ton of commitments really. For people doing it. So it'll be interesting to see what actually happens through the rest of the summer. But if there's a lot of people not doing the series, and you're also not going to have to do all 3 races in order to qualify. I mean, even with the people I did last year, I made it in with just doing 2. So if you get a competitive guy that missed one, probably won't be an issue unless all of the people that were there this weekend are going to be to the rest of them, which is kind of not the feeling that I'm getting.
Right.
Unfortunately.
No, and I just in the podiums, you were the only person on all of them, obviously, and Jake was on most of them. But it was kind of cool seeing a few different people coming up there. Noah and Joey. That was awesome to see Joey there.
Yeah, the
racing.
Rev Limiter was back.
That's sweet. And he had a Skookum racing shirt on. I like seeing that. Am I saying that wrong? Is it Skookum?
No, that's right. Skookum. Yep.
Dude, like we need to get Skookum Racing on here. Cause I mean, they're everywhere. I've been seeing that name all over, and hell yeah, I love all the support and hill climb. That's killer.
Yeah. Yep. It is cool.
Who is is that Jeff? Is Skookum Jeff, or who is that?
I think so, but maybe it adds to the allure if we just say nobody knows who it actually is.
Because if you didn't know, I was going to be like, is this like some fourth beer pin relation?
It could be.
I don't know, because I've never seen Skookum on a sign up sheet. So it must
There's
be
no one named Skookum, so
Right.
It might just be urban legend.
Luke, any ideas?
I think it's a bay in Washington, because when we were at our oyster farm this year, it was Skookum Inlet in Washington. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but that's my guess at least.
God, I just want to do some wild predictions right now just to mess with people. But whoever is involved, I've been seeing that name all over, helping riders. Hell yeah. Thank you. Thank you to the person conglomeration. I don't know if it's an oyster farm, like Luke's saying, whatever. Love you. And we got to have you on because I love seeing that name all over. And if it gets Joey there racing, that dude's so fast. That's awesome to see him there.
He was on a Skookum Racing backed KTM Lloyd's Performance built 450, so he was shredding on that.
Nice. If there's one thing Joey's not going to do is give you 85%. He gives you 100% at all times, right?
Yeah. That's a fair assessment.
That's awesome. And also Noah, I saw him. I saw, God dang it. We had him on the show. 1190.
Tristan.
Tristan was on the podium. Yeah. Obviously, Josh Hill. That was really cool. I mean, it was fun seeing it wasn't just the same 3 people on every podium in a different order. It was kind of cool to see some different names up there.
Yeah. Noah killed it on Saturday with his open run. I unfortunately didn't get to watch it. I heard it. I don't know what that was screwing around with, but he was making me nervous when I started hearing Two Beer get all wild on the microphone, because it was dangerously close to making me come back out again. And I was like, holy smokes, I don't know if I can repeat what I just did the first round. So I'll take the luck where I can get it.
Man, we got to get Noah on here too. That kid is so fun and so fast. And for such a mild-mannered young man, when he gets on that bike, whatever he's got inside of him, he gets it out. Oh my God.
All of the energy that he doesn't portray through his personality, he lays every ounce of that out on the hill.
I mean, he can't weigh 100 pounds and he just throws them effing bikes around. I mean, he's giving it max effort the whole way. I freaking love that.
He was giving it all he had every ride. It was freaking awesome.
And even better, it's a whole family affair. His sister, his dad, his family. It's awesome. Love seeing the sheep. That's really cool.
His whole family was there and his wife, so they had a pretty good crew.
Sick. Cool. Very cool. It's awesome. Overall opinions. I saw a picture from somebody that was mid-weekend. Look down. It looked like a shitload of campers there. What did it seem like?
This is definitely where we have to give credit where credit is due, and Brett and the whole team have done an absolutely killer job promoting the event. It was packed with campers from the minute we rolled in on Friday until mid-morning Sunday. It's they did an incredible job with the promotion. The grounds obviously looked great. Really good crowds. There's a lot of people up at the podiums, which is always cool to see. Yeah. I love being able to shout out all of our sponsors and the people that help us and answer some cool questions in front of a crowd that might actually go and support the people that are supporting us and get to know the racers' personalities a little bit. Like, you just can't beat any of that, and they did a great job with all ends of it. It's a bold claim, but I'm going to have to say that between that and Ohio, it's probably the 2 best events in the country right now.
And I mean, it's for effort. It's all the effort that the Dayton Motorcycle Club, they'll do anything to get people there. They work their asses off. And now we're seeing it at Washington Nitro Nationals. We've seen it at Columbus, get an unbelievable show for years. But I think it's focused on those campers. Like, I mean, I'm guilty because I own a camper now, but you're always looking for a place to go with the camper. And if it's not too expensive, and you can go and you got awesome fair food, like the trailers. I don't know, I wasn't there, but the years past they've been elite for like the food that they've offered, and it's good viewing, and it's beautiful out there. I mean, I just think like that camping aspect of it, that's what will make us successful, because it will put not just one person in. Those campers come in with families, right? And then now we just need to gear towards that, and it's going to be it's just going to keep growing. It's going to be freaking epic.
Exactly. And that's where I think there's some added value with just getting one camper in there compared to a few spectators, because you can charge more for the campers and camping all weekend. So it's bringing more money in. You're getting a lot of people there. The more people that are in those campers, they're more likely to hang out in the beer garden for a little bit, go and try some of the epic food that they have. And then you get to watch a cool race on top of it. Like, what more can you ask for? There's a little kid running around our pits, and he said that his family had been there since Thursday night, and they were just hanging out camping for the weekend. They'd been there 1 year before. So it's like, that's exactly what you want to see. Yeah. And it's awesome for the sport and for the event on top of it. I don't know what they charge for camping or if they do it per person, but it's sweet to see.
And let's not forget, like you just mentioned, Ryan Gallegos. That's how that family got involved in hill climbing. They were just coming to the races. They like camping. They were there, and all of a sudden, Ryan throws his hat in the ring, and now his sister M, the family, and he is just a freaking legend. I mean, that's what that does. That culture, and that I just love seeing all those freaking campers. I just think that's huge for our sport.
Yep. No, it was awesome. It was ton of fun, ton of people, good food, good beer. It was actually sweet with the new format. They ran the kids and women later on Saturday. And obviously I was in a terrific mood after the first day that I had. So Doug and I and Dad went and hung out in the beer garden for a while, and we got to BS and drink some beers and watch all the kids and women race. And the sun had came out right after rain. It was just like, what more can you ask for? It was awesome.
Please tell me.
We made the comment that we had to leave. We should leave now before we can't leave.
Perfect. Question: when you had that bag of cash, did you do dog salad and say anything you want on the dollar menu like you did for me?
Yeah, I told him I'd buy him a beer at the beer garden, and then a guy in front of me bought my beer, and I just slowly backed away. I gave him the old button hook.
That's awesome.
I did buy dinner.
Wow.
After we left there. So
not just dinner, dollar menu, you went dinner?
No.
God damn it. I picked the worst races to skip. I mean, I got a free double cheeseburger. Dog probably got a freaking beer and a burger.
Yeah, he did.
Dang it. Oh man. Crazy. All right, boys. Well, I tell you what, we're going to have some awesome fun tonight. We already got a little recap with the man himself, 895. We got two epic guests coming up tonight. If you like racing, if you like horsepower, if you like everything that goes with just smiling and twisting throttles, hang on, tune in. We got some real fun coming at you tonight. Oh, man, coming in hot. Here we go. Oh, so excited. Our next guest just came in, kicked the doors open at American Hillclimb West, comes out with the win, first race. Been real big fans of this woman and her fiance, and it's been so fun to park next to them at the races. Probably, I'd say maybe comes from royalty in the hill climb community, but just an absolute gem of a person. I can't wait. Everybody, Alexa Whitlock. How's it going, Alexa?
Doing super good. Yes. No, I'm pumped to be on your guys' show. But yeah, it was a great weekend, and happy to start it off good. You know, the nerves always get to you at the first race of the year, but started good. So I'm happy with that.
That's good. I got to back it up just a second, Alexa, because you guys, you opened a new category, and I got to see from Braxton's Instagram. Now, we've had the fender delete kit installed on our trailer when we've lost a tire, but you guys upped us, and now you have the floor delete kit on your trailer. How was that whole experience?
Oh man, so we knew going into it buying a single axle that if it blows, it's not going to be probably the best situation.
Right.
So we were on top of making sure our tires were good, and it was like 2 or 3 weekends before Washington. So we're like, we're going to get new tires before Washington, even though we really didn't need to,
Right.
but ended up blowing it just down to Mayfield where we like to practice ride. And luckily Braxton's smart and knows what to do. And he pulled over super quick, and it still it destroyed it. It took our stairs off. It put that hole in there.
Dang.
So it was rough, but
I got to think that's damn near an insurance claim flat tire. I mean, it looked nasty.
So, yeah, I mean, embarrassing, but we thought we had insurance on our trailer. Turns out we don't.
Oh, shit.
So, yep, lesson learned there.
Oh, dang it. Oh, sorry. Dang. Well, I got to tell you, I hate to be one-upped, but you guys definitely one-upped us, because I saw that and instantly my heart just went out. I'm like, oh, I've been there where the fender blows off and shit just everywhere, but it's like the hole in the floor, that one there, I was like, no, that is awful. No good.
Yep.
That's a rough one.
I'd say I'd tap on Whitlock Collision. Maybe they could diamond plate that unit up for you or something, huh?
I know, that would be nice. That's where I should have. Hey, Dad, you gotta
help me out here. I gotta get to the races, right? But Washington, congratulations. To start out, the women's class, it's so competitive. And it's so fun as a fan. Like, you girls go so hard, but you're such a tight community. And I have 2 daughters, Alexa, and you guys have a huge impact on all these little girls. And you've kind of created your own little monsters following you now, haven't you?
Oh, yes, we have. Especially the youngins coming in, even this past weekend, you look at, like Sydney Kimber, she came in and this was her very first time doing the women's pro, and there was only 3 people that went over, and she was one of them. So I love it. It's super cool to see the young girls coming in, and it's just, the sport just continues to grow, and it's super cool to see a lot of women out there too, because I feel like every year it just grows and grows, and we get some girls from different series that know how to ride a bike, and I just love it. The better competition, the better.
and you girls are all so tight, and I just thank you for sharing so much on social media, and how you paint such an awesome picture of what it is to be a part of this series and this race. And we can all see what it means to all of you. Those podiums, I mean, that's something that sticks with you forever, isn't it?
Oh yeah, no, for sure. And with Molly not being here this year, it's a huge bummer to me. I really wish she was here this year, because I think it would have been an awesome battle. Next year's going to be great too, but like I said, just every year gets better and better, and it's crazy to see, but I love it.
We've been watching, and your fiance. Oh, go ahead, Logan. I stepped on him again.
Oh, no, that's bad timing for me. But what I did want to say is we rolled in Friday right off the bat. I think it was like right before you guys started on your Friday, and we were watching some of the younger kids go, and then all the women started going. And obviously, you have to tell us a little bit about it too, but Braxton kind of upped his game with his hill climb setups this year. And you guys were hitting mock Jesus before hitting the hill with that semi-pro hill. I'm like, there is no way I would have any interest in hitting the hill that fast into feet of powder.
Yeah, no, it was soft. But no, this winter, me and Braxton, when I say me and Braxton, I mean mainly Braxton. He's the one that's the mechanic and does all the work. But no, he's put a lot of work into the bikes this year. And I'm lucky enough to be able to race his 450. And that bike, it absolutely rips. So it's been fun to be able to ride it, and also to be able to see Braxton kick butt, riding all of his bikes too,
Yeah. I'm going to ask you, like, who infected who? Because, I mean, obviously we follow you guys, and I don't know if you feel it, but I live along with you guys. When you're out shed hunting or when you're just shooting guns or riding dirt bikes, I love the life that you guys. I remember being young; it was fun. But now I see with this racing, you've always been into the hill climb, and Braxton has been into bikes. But did you kind of get him pulled into the hill climb, or did he get you more out? How did that kind of go into the hill climb aspect of it?
Yeah. So no, I mean, as you guys know, like I grew up hill climbing ever since I was little, thanks to my dad and grandpa.
Yeah.
So yeah, once we started dating, he was super big into kind of like the enduros, desert racing, and that kind of things. So I kind of brought him into hill climbing, and he's brought me in a little bit to the more off-road side and moto, which I also think has helped me out a ton.
Yep.
Which you guys know, especially you, Logan, doing all the hard enduros and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
We call them side quest, Alexa. It's a side quest. You're side questing enduros and moto. That's what you're doing, right?
Yeah.
It's super fun. I mean, how cool is it? You guys get to race together. You're with your fiance. You get to go racing. How freaking fun is that?
Yep. No, and we both know how lucky we are to have each other and be able to go out together and both race. And this year, Braxton, he wanted to focus a little more on hill climbing. So that's kind of one of our main focuses. And then we're also following a grassroots series, like kind of a local Utah, Nevada series that's like Grand Prix, half moto, half like
Nice.
desert loop.
Cool.
So yeah, it's been fun doing that. And then we backed off of desert racing a little bit. It sounds stupid. I know we're young, but it's so dangerous doing those desert races.
Oh, man.
I'm out. I'm all the way out on desert racing. No way.
I mean, we still like to go ride desert and stuff. So what we've kind of done this year is the races that we want to hit, we'll hit and just team race them. So, Braxton will start and do the first 50 miles, and then I'll do the last 50 miles. And I mean, he gets us all the way to first, and I drag us back a little slowly. But it's just super fun to be able to race, with my fiance and be able to say we do it and we enjoy it.
Oh, you're making memories that are going to stick with you till you're gone. It's like, that's what's so fun about being into the outdoor sports and being in it with your fiance. My wife loves going to the races. I mean, Luke and Logan, Todd and Bobby, their mom and dad were super into it. And it's just so fun when it's a whole family affair, isn't it?
Oh yeah. Well, and even like you look at it, it really is a whole family affair. Like Morgan, even, she comes out to every race and wants to be there. It's just, to me, that's what it's all about, is the family time and the memories that we're making.
Oh, it's the best.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's also cool this year, now that Braxton did make that investment or that you guys both made the investment into getting his equipment a little bit more up to par. Like, it was instantly obvious how much it's helping both of you. I mean, you go out and get a win right off the bat, and then he was shredding right away. I know I think I was on the hill for one of his first runs of the weekend and saw the bike. I was like, damn, he spent some money on the bike and it paid off, because he was sitting like, I don't know if it was top 5 or top 10 for a little while in one of the early classes. I don't remember which one, but it's just cool. Like, now you guys have been building up the skills doing the off-road stuff, and now you got the equipment to help back it up. And that's where you start getting the results that you're looking for too, which is cool.
Yeah, no, well, thank you. Yeah. And I think Braxton he finished round 1, I think 5th in the 450, which I think that's the best he's done in that class, which is so cool. But yeah, also with hill climbing, I'm sure Luke and Logan, you guys, and Joel, is it not a huge mental game? I feel like 100%. Hill climbing is a very big mental game, and you got to have your head right and be ready to know what you are capable of doing. Yeah. So I feel like that's another big part of hill climbing is, you got to be positive and you can have a bad run, but you got to be positive and say, I'm going to get it the next one.
No, it's awesome. And I've been watching you in the women's class, and I see you. You're headstrong. You're going the whole time. You're giving everything to your bike. You're doing all the things, and you keep improving so much. Isn't it just fun improving, like getting better? And like Logan was saying, obviously equipment makes a difference, but if you don't have it in you to do better, you're not going to. And I see it in you and Braxton, your whole family. It's just fun, the improvement that you've been getting and doing. And damn, here we go, a win right off the bat. That's just so freaking awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And the best thing I could say is just seat time, getting out there and hitting the turn tracks, riding around and getting used to your bikes. But yeah, the more you ride, it will only help.
Right.
Yep. There's nothing better than showing up on race day and just sitting on your bike and feeling like home, because like there's just some days where it's just all going to go good, and that's like a lot just due to seat time and being ready for it, and then the other half, obviously, it's like if you go into the race knowing and feeling it's going to go well, at 99% of the time it is.
Exactly.
Yep.
And vice versa, unfortunately.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
Alexa, watching your race is fun. And then obviously just being involved in the sport. I've been seeing you for years now. You've been helping out on the social side with American Hillclimb West. I see you out with your phone. Sometimes when I'm not at races, I'll message and I'll write back. I can tell it's you that you're doing it. How is it like impact? How is it to be a part of like the social? Isn't it just fun to see the interactions?
I do. I love helping out. Rather if it's on the hill, if it's the back work that nobody sees. Yep. Hill climbing is a huge passion for me. I absolutely love it. So wherever I can help, I'm more than willing to go in and help. And it's super fun to help with the social media, be able to see, all the people that get pumped up and the great shots that people are getting, like 208 media.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Just the times I see you'll take a video, you'll record it, you'll put it on there. There's people that watch it and watch it. I'm like addicted to those videos where like you're up on the hill. Thank you for just taking that time. You got that racer's eye. We're like, oh, I got to film this dude coming up or whoever. And thank you for taking that. Mm-hmm. That's how our sport grows. We need that impact. We need that on the ground footage like you're giving, 208, everybody. All that stuff adds up and pushes us up higher. Thank you for all your efforts. I know that it's a thankless, not job, but thing that you do. But I just wanted to make sure that people know like you are adding to this a lot, and thank you.
Well, thank you. No, I really appreciate that. And I mean, like I said, hill climbing is a huge passion for me, and the more we can grow this sport, the better. Right. So let's just keep on keeping on.
I think without a doubt, that's the most important thing on like during the race day is getting those live results out, whether it's a quick picture of a podium or, if you got some dumb luck and film the winning ride from the day, just to post. Cause like, there's so many people that want to be at the races that aren't at the races and they want to know what's going on. And like, I know when I'm not at a race, it's like checking social media, refreshing it all day long. Just like, I want to see what happened. I want to see who's doing what. I want to see who won, who lost, everything like that. And I think it's so valuable and it just drives so much attention to the pages if you can start posting that. And then, you've got certain people that'll repost it if their guy wins, and it just helps so much growth for so many aspects of it throughout a weekend.
Yeah, and every sport needs fans, and it doesn't matter what it is, racing, ball sports, whatever. It's about video content and stats, right? People want stats. They want to see, this is a so many time champion. This guy has done this or that. Like Colby killed it last year with having his picture profiles next to all the lineups. I mean, it was awesome. Like putting all that effort in, it pays dividends.
Yeah, no, well, I was just going to say that's another huge thing that Colby did awesome on is being able to see the name, the picture, especially the points, being able to break it down, because when have a bad run and you're sitting, you took 15th place and you want to know where you're sitting, I feel like it's so cool to be able to look at that and see who's sitting in front of you, who you want to beat. And everyone else loves to see it too, because it just pushes everyone to do better. And
right. And now, especially in American Hillclimb West, and this is the next thing I want to talk to you about, the race to the staircase. How exciting this year now. The women's class is going to be at the staircase, and it's going to be, from what I've been told, and I haven't got the rule book on it, but just listening to Carrie on Nitro and Mud, it's 6 women from the women's pro class in the West, and then 6 women from the American Hillclimb, or the American the amateur national championship.
There you go.
I messed it up.
Yep.
Sorry. But what when you heard that, did your ears just whoop go right up? How pumped were you?
No, that was the most exciting news I think I've probably ever heard. I was so pumped when I heard that. Just to be able to have the women be able to do what the men are doing, you know, and not only grow the sport, but grow the sport for the women and the kids, because, you know, it's the future, and a lot of girls can rip it. So,
Absolutely.
and I think it's a big crowd pleaser. All the people, all the fans love to see it. So yeah, I mean, all the people that made that happen, props to them, because it's going to be exciting. And I don't think anyone's going to regret bringing us there.
No. And how fun. You were there mechanicking for Braxton last year. You know what it means. You've seen the milk jugs of beer, the ocean of people. I mean, how fun is it going to be to drop the hammer in front of that crowd?
Yeah, I mean, you just saying that like gets my adrenaline pumping, because the crowd out there, the people, they're just so pumped, screaming.
Yeah.
People falling down the mountain with their jugs, like it's wild out there. But I'm so excited. And also just for all the other girls, you know, like Cassidy, she's such a good rider, and I know she's going to make it there. But my little sister, she's killing it, and for her to be able to make it out there, hopefully, and Jessica, Kylie, all the other girls, Emmy, Lloyd, just it's so cool. And I will say I did notice at Washington how much more I don't want to say serious, but more competitive everyone got, knowing, you know, this counts. Like, we gotta do good. So I love it. It just brings so much more excitement to the sport.
Well,
so I guess we don't really have to ask if you're going to plan to show up there this fall. I guess that answers that question.
Yes, we will be driving there this year too.
Ooh, okay.
So,
Nice.
Yep, me, Braxton, and the 2 dogs will load up, and I don't even want to look how far it is, but I want to say it's over like 30 hours. So
it's a long way.
or 24 or something like that.
Well, you better tell Braxton, get your shit in line, because you better qualify, because I'm qualifying, right? It's like if you're gonna have an awesome mechanic if Braxton don't make it, right?
Yep. I know. I'm gonna just have to tell him, like, you better qualify, because we're going either way, and you're gonna be mad if you don't ride.
Oh, for sure. You know, the other thing too, when you're there, there's thousands of people. You know, a good majority of that crowd is women, right? And all the little eyes, all the little girls. I gotta think that you and your cohorts on your class have more of an impact on the youth than Logan or Jake Anstent or all those, because I know my daughter's eyes are like dinner plates, because they get so excited seeing you girls just hammer. Because like where I grew up, there wasn't a women's class that had paddle tires and these awesome bikes, and you girls just get after it. And it's so inspiring to all the little girls watching. And that's why I say I think you've created your own little monsters, because I'm seeing the young girls in that class, and they're rippers, boy. And you guys have paved that path for them, and it's going to be so fun to see what the future holds.
Oh yeah. No, and not only little rippers, but some like little girls too that will go out there and kill it. And it's like, that's going to be an up and comer.
We better hope that American Hillclimb doesn't find a way to keep adding cool classes, because otherwise they're just going to kick all of us out. We're going to be sitting there watching all the women and kids and whatever other cool class they had. We'll be wishing we were racing that event instead.
Well, I think it's
Push you on the back
I
burner.
think it's about time, and I think it's going to be really fun, and it's going to add, and that's where the Dayton Motorcycle Club, they know how to put a show on, and you saw it, Alexa. You know, you think of a race, that's an effing show. We are putting on a show for an ocean, right? Like it's a race, but it's about putting on a show. You women are going to put on a show just like the fast guys do, or the kids and everything else, and it's going to be freaking epic. Dayton Motorcycle Club kills it. They do so much for the sport and pushing the limits. I absolutely love it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, they really do awesome. And I'm super excited to get back out there. And I mean, last year was my first year ever being back east. That's the furthest I've been back east, and it's definitely different over there. The hills are a lot different.
Yeah.
Just keep practicing my jumps.
Yeah.
But it's going to be fun. It's going to be super cool.
Well, sounds like from what Logan said on the hill out there, you're fine at going way too freaking fast.
That should be a good problem,
Yeah,
right?
it should be.
If you're in control.
How was the conditions out there for you guys on Friday? Because I know that in the past it's been really dry over on the left-hand side. Did they have water down there for you guys, or how was that looking over there for you?
Yeah, no, so it was better than previous years. It still gets super soft just right on that face once you hit the hill. Yep. And this year, Brett kind of changed up he made it a little more of a roller.
Okay.
So this year was a little more hard to jump into the face.
Okay.
Because there wasn't really a lip you could do it. So that kind of threw a curveball in there. But no, I mean, overall, the hill was great. The top of the hill, it's Washington. It's soft, but you just let her eat and get her over.
Now, I think you're going to have to talk to your mechanic, and you got this super fast 450. Don't listen to Logan when it comes to how you treat your air filter, okay? Like that, make sure Braxton knows how to frickin' oil a filter and make it right, because I'm nervous. I'm nervous now. You guys got this rocket ship. I don't want him tainting this, okay?
No.
Yeah, or blowing it up.
Exactly. And he knows how to do that, don't you, Logan?
Too well, unfortunately.
Yeah, you were in all the podiums. Did you blow any bikes up this weekend? Oh,
No,
look at that.
they'll survive.
Wow, how times have changed. Amazing. Incredible.
Yeah, no, you did awesome.
Thank
Finished.
you. Yeah, it was awesome.
You didn't finish off the podium, did you?
No. Second was my worst finish. So
That's pretty impressive right there. I don't think many people can say that.
no,
especially 2 rounds.
Oh, crazy.
No, it's been I don't know if I've ever had that good of a weekend or that consistent all weekend like that. It was pretty sweet. I'm still stoked. Good way to start the series, for sure.
You know, I'm a little sore at American Hillclimb West, so Alexa. They didn't have the women's class for the stats. What's going on here?
So, I actually just reached out and asked, but from my understanding that when they did the women's and kids class, they just did the scoring up in the little lift. What is it called?
The score shack?
Scissor lift.
Yeah.
So they didn't have the laptop, so they weren't able to get all the names and everything in there. But I just reached out to Brett to see when they're going to be able to get that done. So hopefully they get it soon. And then also back to social media, this is kind of a random thing, but I did have a lot of people reach out and ask about the kids and women's, how that was going. So I think for, the future events, I'm going to hopefully be able to find someone to be able to help record and get some of that footage. So
Cool.
Yeah, you can see that as well.
So that's what I was going to ask is on the first day you won, but what were the podiums for Saturday and Sunday for the women's class? Do you remember offhand?
Yeah, so on round 1, I took first, and then it was Kylie Massey took second.
Nice.
And that was actually her first time ever at Washington.
Jeez.
So she did super good.
Cool.
Yeah. And then cute Sydney Kimberg.
Yep.
She's a young gun, but like we were saying, she's coming up and definitely going to have to keep my eye on her. She finished third.
Very cool.
And then for round 2, it was me, Chauncey Geisler, and then Emmy Lloyd.
Oh, nice. Wow. Yeah, so you had a couple mixed up podiums then, huh? That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep, which was fun.
That's awesome. Do you think that pretty much all the girls that are in the top 5, 6 spots right now, do you think that all of them would commit to go if they qualified to Ohio?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yes. We're super close knit of girls, but after talking to them, even the ones that aren't in the points right now, they're going to push and try and make it. So awesome. It's going to be a battle to the end, which it's going to be fun. It's going to be interesting.
Are we going to get some East Coast versus West Coast beef started on the podcast this early, or do we got to wait a little bit?
I don't know. I don't know much about the East Coast girls, but I know they know how to jump and they know how to hold her wide. So I'm not going to get on no high horse yet.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think I'm going to have to come out to Ohio just to watch this. This is going to be fun. So what I was saying, following along, what's going on in Utah right now? You live in Utah. Whereabouts in Utah? What city?
So I'm about an hour south of Salt Lake City. Okay. So we live in Spanish Fork.
Okay. All right. And we were just talking before you came on. I'm a little pissed because Utah, it's a cheat code. Where you live, I mean, it's like you can do anything you want at any time. So what part of the year are we in? Are we getting ready to start scouting for shed antlers? What else are we doing besides riding dirt bikes out there right now, Alexa?
We're getting into summer. It's getting hot here already. Okay. But no, we've been the past 2 or 3 months, we've been shed hunting, trying to find some sheds. This past winter, it really didn't snow a whole ton here, which for us riding dirt bikes is perfect because we go out to the sand dunes and the sand is awesome. No, I actually drew out a limited entry deer tag, archery tag for Southern Utah. Oh, wow. Which I don't know if you guys know much about hunting, but I've been hunting for 13 years. And so I have 13 points. And typically people don't draw this tag out until they have 25 points. So it's $200 or the small ones.
Really?
So I'm super excited about that. So this summer kind of changes my plans a little bit because we're going to have to be going out scouting.
Oh, and is this whitetail?
Practicing shooting the bow.
What kind of deer? Is it a whitetail or what kind of deer?
A mule
deer. Okay. All right. Dang. Yeah, they get really big. We don't got those back here in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
It was fun. The last time I talked to your dad, it was, I think him and your aunt were out moose hunting. And I was like, I didn't even know you guys had moose in Utah. I was like, what the hell else? We got freaking woolly mammoth out there too, or what? It's crazy.
I know. Utah really is wild. I mean, they were up in northern Utah when they were moose hunting. But yeah, it's you go down to southern Utah and you would never guess that there were moose in that state because it's like Arizona. It's so hot and red sand and just completely different terrain.
When you drew that tag, who was the first person you called to tell that you got that tag?
So actually, my dad was the one to call me and tell me I drew it out.
Okay.
Little sneaky guy. He put his email in to get the notification instead of me, and so I still haven't even gotten it in the mail. But he got an email saying that I drew it out. So yeah, I'm excited, but that's a whole nother adrenaline rush when you're getting ready to shoot a buck and you just start shaking.
Oh
and
man.
Yeah.
And with archery, you're up close and personal. I mean, you have to have everything right. Wind's got to be right. You got to know what you're freaking doing with that bow, everything. I'm not a bow hunter. I don't have the patience. I'm a gun hunter, and it's more of a social thing for me, the hunting, I would say, than it is like I'm not feeding my family with the venison. But I can see how you guys could get so into it in Utah with what you have around you. It's got to be just awesome.
Yep. I mean, I love riding dirt bikes, but hunting probably comes in a close second.
Just being in the mountains out there, it's got to be incredible. How big is the area that your tag is for then?
It's a super big area, so it's called San Juan, and it's just a big region.
Okay.
But yeah, I've actually never really been down there hunting before. Okay. But yeah, my dad, he's, I think, just as excited as I am because he knows how big those bucks are down there.
I was going to say, he's probably going to watch out. He's probably going to be like, oh, darn it, Alexa, it's going to be during Ohio. I might just have to go ahead and help you out with that tag, huh?
Yeah, no, and that's another thing is it worked out so perfect because archery is in August. So all of July I'll be scouting, and then July into August I'll actually be hunting.
Cool.
And then back to hill climbing again.
Oh. That could have worked out much better.
Yep.
The 2 months that you don't have to hill climb is exactly when you're doing that.
Yep.
Great.
It's perfect.
Yeah, no, I'm so jealous. Utah, I mean, hunting, you have every season from the salt flats to the mountains to Moab. I think there's 4 national parks in Utah. I mean, it's just, I don't know why anybody would ever leave. It's so incredible there.
Yep. Yeah, no, I mean, I love it. And we try and get out boating every once in a while in the summertime, but life is so busy, especially when we have so many hobbies that we love to do. It's why we just live wide open and just keep it going. Life's too short.
Is there anything you do where it's not like a huge family like get together? Because it seems like everything that I see you guys do, it's never just like you and Braxton. It's always like your entire family went to go to Mexico, or your entire family is out like shed hunting. I mean, is it just like everybody wants to be involved in everything? Or are you just all one big group?
Yeah, I mean, we all love the same stuff and just want to get out and do it. And we all get along so well and are all so close. So
I think it's so freaking
just works out well.
I think it's so cool. I'm so jealous. I want to get adopted into the family. That's what I don't know. It's either the Whitlocks or the Cipalas. I can't decide who, if I have that Make-A-Wish moment, or which family I want to get adopted into for a summer. It's one of you two. I don't know.
We'll just pick on you if you get adopted to us.
Yeah. I was going to say, we could just split custody. You get 50, we get 50.
What was it? Where were you guys at where you did that trick where you guys got all of your guys the same matching shorts and they were like dissolving or something, the swim shorts?
Yes. So I was down in the Dominican Republic. Okay. That was actually the same time that Logan, I believe you were down there doing a race.
Yeah.
Was it a hard enduro or?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So we were down there same time, which what are the odds? Because we had no idea. We just went down for fun, for vacation. But yeah, we decided to get them for all the guys. And, Braxton, he was pretty new to the family at that point. And he grew up.
Welcome in.
Yeah, he grew up a pretty, I don't want to say sheltered, but just modest. Right. And my family is not that way, as you guys know. But Braxton, we're getting ready to go out for this little boat ride. And he bends down in the mini fridge to go get a beer, and crack, like it ripped. And he was like, I don't think these are going to be okay. And I'm trying not to laugh because I'm like, no, you at least need to get in the water.
Right.
And he's like, no, like these are really cheap. And I'm like, it's Lonnie's birthday. You got to keep them on at least for a photo.
Right.
So we all get out in the little boat, and my dad's in a canoe with my mom, and water starts getting splashed up, and they're just gone. Like, it was a little much for me because I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm with my whole family. I don't want to see anything, but all their shorts are just disintegrating. So Braxton, after that trip, he's like, well, I'm in the family now. Like, I'm never going to be closer.
That's how you find out if he's going to stick with it or not, Alexa. That's good.
Oh yeah, I know. I was worried he was going to get a early flight home.
I died laughing when you posted something about that. I'm like, that's
so funny.
That's a very dirty trick, but oh man, was it funny? Holy balls, that's good.
Yep.
Oh wow.
And one more thing just to add on top of it. So we all brought them shorts, so once they got back to the beach, they could change back into normal clothes. Right. Well, my mom, she's kind of a little smart ass. She brings her shorts, and they're white Daisy Duke shorts for my dad to put on. And he had to wear those back to the hotel room. And he was so mad, so embarrassed, just walking by the pool.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was pretty funny.
That's great. Oh, that's so good.
He'll probably be pissed that I told you guys that.
I love it.
It was good.
The best thing is that, like, we've all been to these resorts, and there's not a single straight shot sidewalk in the place ever. You have to loop around and do 10 figure eights and go by every damn pool on the way back.
Yep. Kids are splashing.
Oh man. Oh, so good. Well, keep sharing. I love the energy that all you guys portray. I just think it's so fun being around you guys, coming to American Hillclimb West and getting to meet your family and being able to pit around you guys. It's just been an absolute highlight of my life. And I just love how positive everybody is that you're around, your group, everybody. Like, it's what I love about motorcycles and racing is it can bring the absolute best out of us. And I see it when I'm around you guys, and I love it. And I'm so freaking fired up that these fast women all get to go and ride for this ginormous crowd this fall in Oregonia. And Woo. Alexa, we want you there. Keep it going, girl. Keep that sucker tapped. We want you on that podium all year. All right.
Okay. Yeah. That's the goal. We're going to keep on keeping on, but it's going to be a good year.
Well, you got the bike, you got the mechanic, you've got the time on the seat. That's all you need, right?
Yep, exactly. Yep. But no, I appreciate you guys for letting me hop on here, and what you guys are doing for the sport as well is just awesome. It's just everyone doing a little bit and making the sport grow.
Wow, I appreciate it. And Hill Climb's awesome because we all drive so far. You need something to listen to, right?
Oh yes, yep.
Well, boys, I think we better let Alexa go. She's probably got to go scout this deer hunting trip, right? You got the muley trip. I probably got that bow sitting up against that door. You got to go out and shoot some dollar bill figures out there, right? You got to be shooting that sucker nonstop, right?
Yep. Yeah, I need to get pretty good at shooting my bow.
You can't be missing.
No.
All right.
Nope.
Well, Alexa, thank you. Thanks for your energy. Thanks for everything you do for our sport, and good luck. Just go kick some ass this year. All right.
Sweet. Yeah. No. Well, thank you guys. I appreciate it.
All right. Later.
Against the Grain Design and Print is proud to announce its partnership with Find the Line. Against the Grain works with clients to build their business and racing goals through the design and production of premium stickers and decals. We offer one-of-a-kind subscriptions for a flat monthly fee that can save you hundreds of dollars. Custom mailers, white label printing, motocross graphics, and anything else you can think of, we have you covered. It's time to print your passion. Visit atgdesign.co or email sales@atgdesign.co. Hey there, Find the Line listeners. We will always be looking for partnerships for Find the Line. please email findthelinepod@gmail.com to see how we can work together to grow your brand. Once again, that's findthelinepod@gmail.com. Now, let's get back to it.
All right, whole shot hustlers. Boy, this next guest needs no introduction. This dude's sold more Yamahas than Star Racing. His first experience into hill climb, a little bit like a drug deal. You know, the first one's free and it's the best. Someone said, here's a Nitro bike, here's Pogue's hole, have on it. Dude dominates it. Everybody knows him. The number 75, Josh Hill. Josh, how's it going?
Doing good. That's a really good analogy. My first hill climb experience. Once I did that one, I was hooked.
Had you ever even seen a Nitro bike in a chain wheel before that?
I actually, Jay Salstrom let me come out and ride it at Millville like the day after X Games. I was in X Games for step up and quarter pipe, and he lined it up. He said, "Yeah, come give it a try." And I just ripped it up the hill, and I was like, that was pretty gnarly, you know. And then when I got to Pogues, I looked at that hill, and then I didn't know what to expect. I really didn't expect to make it up, but that was a really cool experience there.
I mean, we're the ones that really got the thrill because it's so fun watching someone like yourself with the bike skills that you have and how you adapt to something so foreign. I mean, you know, those bikes are like a dinosaur compared to what you're used to riding. It was just awesome to see you adapt to those bikes like that.
It's definitely a different experience, especially like Jay's bike. I mean, he was saying that thing had like close to 300 horsepower. So that I had no idea what that was going to feel like. I mean, my 450s were, you know, they're like 60, you know, good running
Right.
supercross bike, 65, 66. That's a really fast one.
Right.
So that was a completely new experience. And then just watching, I mean, it was just, I didn't know watching, you know, I just see the hill climb clips and, you know, I followed it a little bit. As a kid, I always got every cycle news, you know, and I always see Whitlock or somebody on the cover and, you know, and read about it. But then you'd see thrill spills and chills and guys were always crashing and it was gnarly. And I was like, once I got there and realized there's no practice and nobody gets to really practice on these bikes at all because half of them like the oil's milk after 30 seconds. So I'm like, okay, I get it now. Like this is a little different than I expected, but really, I mean, yeah, I got hooked. It's awesome.
Just like a drug deal, you know, you're chasing that dragon for the rest of your life. And I just want to apologize. You know, if Luke's mustache is too distracting for you, Josh, we can get him to like put a sticker over there or something. Are you going to be okay with it or?
I didn't notice it until you said something.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You're not going to be able to look away now. It's Luke, do you have like a sticker or something you can put over that
Come
thing?
on, don't lie. We all know you noticed it. It's blatantly obvious. Come on now.
Dude, man, thank you for coming on. You were just at the Washington Nitro Nationals, and I wasn't able to be there racing with you guys, but man, one of my favorite events of the year. And have you ever raced dirt like that before, Josh?
I kind of grew up in dirt like that because when Mount St. Helens blew up, it kind of littered the whole Northwest with that stuff.
Okay.
So I grew up in the Northwest in La Center, which is basically just on the Washington side of the border from Portland. So anywhere like east of Mount St. Helens, that's kind of the dirt you ride. But you really, that's where we would go in the winter to ride because it doesn't really freeze.
Right.
You could always ride that stuff no matter how much it was raining, and it rains a lot in the Northwest. So I kind of knew the dirt a little bit. And there was actually like one of the best tracks around Horn Rapids, OHV Park is only about 40 minutes down the road. I actually drove right past it on the way in. So I'm kind of familiar with it, but that was definitely a new animal of a course. Like that was, I watched it on, you know, Instagram and YouTube and stuff, and I was like, okay, it seems like just a pretty straightforward hill. You know, everybody's just wide open going up it, and nothing did like how rough and nasty. And I mean, there's actually some pretty massive rocks out there too, that don't appear visible in any video that I've seen. And then when I got up on the hill, I'm like, wait, this is like, there's a lot of rocks on this. A lot of square edges too.
That return trail is solid rocks on the right. It's like driving up marbles when you go up the right one. It's crazy.
I didn't make the hill more times just trying to climb it to go look at it. Like when I was just hitting the side hill, I was like, I'd get stuck, look back. I hope nobody saw that.
Oh, it's not just us, man. Thank you for sharing that, because that's been all of us. We're like, crap, I got to turn around here.
Yeah.
We've all looked like a noob trying to go up the side road.
Yeah, at first I was like, okay, I'm just going to try to cruise up this. I don't want to make a scene, make a bunch of dust. I don't even know if I'm supposed to be doing this. And by the end of the time, I just rip it up the side.
That's so funny.
The cool thing is when you say like you saw the videos and the hill looks pretty straightforward through all the videos, you're not the only one that has thought that, because I thought that, Joel thought that, my buddy Dog that came with me thought that. Like I think 90% of the people that go there think it's going to be pretty like smooth and easy and just hold her to the throttle stops whole way up, and it's like pretty technical and kind of gnarly too. It's different.
Yeah, the way you climbed the first day on Saturday when they had the open class and they made that little like cross jaunt from like right in front of one of the road gaps, and the way you guys were hitting that, you and Jake just like came across it like it was just smooth and normal. And it was like foot pig dragging ruts with kickers going every direction from guys messing up, just getting stuck trying to climb it. And you guys were just like cruising across it like it was normal. I was like, when I went in for my second run, I was like, there's no way I'm going to win. I'm not doing that. Like, I just hope I can get a good pull. I'm going to take the smooth line about, 15 feet out of the way and just hope I make it up the top and get a decent finish. Like the way you guys picked through that was gnarly. That was like Glen Helen at its gnarliest. And you guys are just on the open bikes, just peeled across it like it was no big deal.
That's the thing about that dirt with those paddles and that horsepower. You can make some ruts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it got rough. And at the top too, I looked at the videos and I thought, oh yeah, you just can launch that thing up there, and it's a nice smooth landing. And it was like after I wrote it, I realized like I didn't know, every time I came over that last little step, I didn't know if I was gonna just land in that stuff and go over the bars, or if I was gonna catch like traction. And then one time I did and like caught the kicker at the top and almost just ate it like on the backside where nobody could see. I seen a couple people do it, so I know it wasn't just me. But yeah, every time I jumped into that, I'm like, am I gonna just stop and just do a face plant, or am I gonna hook up? I could never tell.
No. I wish you could see the picture that I have of Joel on my phone from his second trip there. His bike is stuck in the ground and his whole head is buried in silt and his feet are straight up in the air.
Yeah, I got a good sample that day, Josh. It doesn't taste good either.
I did it twice. I had 2 times where I thought I was just ripping and then just went right into it. Didn't make it over the top.
It's so frustrating there. You can have a good run going, and then that last 20 feet can just destroy it. You're talking like from a first place run to a 5th place run in that last little section.
Yeah, it's definitely tricky.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to be fun for you though. Now you got your own toys. You got your own open bike. You can kind of come and play when you want. And how did your open bike react with your setup on that hill? Did you shift? Did you like the setup of it, or how did it go?
I struggled a little bit on the open bike. I couldn't quite I just couldn't get the power to the ground the way I wanted to. And I think maybe there was like I was saying, there may be a bit of a commitment issue. Like that hill was gnarly, and the way I wasn't willing to send it through some of the gnarly stuff, about halfway up the hill, like Logan and Jake. And I think it cost me. And I would have loved to have old Jay Salstrom's Nitro bike at that one. That would have been, I think, a fun one to ride it, because then I could tiptoe through the stuff where I was a little bit scared and then still get some power going back at the top. But I didn't quite have the luxury of doing that. Like I felt a little bit. I would have liked more power at that hill. I think all of us probably would say on that hill, like a lot of power would be your friend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. That's the struggle a little bit with like on that hill, like, you just need all that momentum and all the power through that first few road gaps just to keep pulling you. Otherwise it's just a fight the rest of the way too.
Yeah, and like my commitment down in the middle of the hill just like wasn't where you guys were, so I wasn't able to. I just couldn't make up for it. If you made a mistake or you slowed down or you chopped the throttle, like you were just you know you're looking at a top five, or worse.
Right.
That was how it was. So definitely really cool to see. I mean, watching every time when you guys are going up, like both your open runs were just like flawless. Like it's something to watch when you're on an open bike.
It's those 7-foot arms, Josh. That's what it is.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the open bike is a little bit. It's like kind of tailored to your size, right? Like your bike's big and long. Like it's like, yeah, it fits you good. But man, you just make it look so easy and so effortless. It's so cool to watch, and you're never on the edge either. It's like when I watch you, you're probably not the most exciting guy in hill climb, but knowing, just there's some exciting people out there in this sport.
That's a very nice way to say that.
but the way you do it, it's like that's how I want to do it. Like I definitely envy the way you can ride a big bike. It's cool.
Oh, that's cool. That's awesome.
Yeah, it means a lot. I appreciate it. And
well, Logan can die now, Josh. He's going to go out there.
I should probably retire. That's the pinnacle there.
Yeah, exactly. Ain't getting no better than that there, Tom. Washington, though, Josh, the other thing that's kind of cool at that venue is you're just talking about this crazy layout on the hill, but then the ramps. How was it hitting it with the extended bike on the ramps?
It was wild. And then, I seen Jake, he put his whole shot device on. And so I was like, well, I guess I'm doing a whole shot device. So that I hit it first time, just the first time I hit it, I had my whole shot device down and I had my long swing arm. But I mean, my setup, I had it pretty short, so that didn't affect it too much. But yeah, it was cool. I mean, that jump's bigger than a normal 75-foot ramp too. No videos really do it justice, because I mean, you hit a 75-foot ramp, like you come up to it kind of up, and then right at the base, just give it juice. And we were all second. Some people were third, wide open, and I mean, we pushed through it a little bit still, but it had to have been closer to like 90 feet, if I had to guess, 90 to 100 where we were actually landing. So yeah, that was sweet. I was bummed. I thought I had my run one, and then number 110 on a KTM. I'm blanking on his name right now. Dexter. Just like the last 5 feet just blew right by me. Like he just launched it right past me, and I was just nothing I could do. Just watched him go by, and I was wow, dude, congrats. That was sick. Like I was genuinely, he was super pumped, and I was genuinely happy for him too, because that, like, the send that he did right by me was just like, I haven't been passed like that in a long time. It was really cool.
He's the pride of North Dakota, Josh. Dexter's a North Dakotian, so
he pinned it, and I was sick. He blew right by me, and then that ended. I didn't get to hit the ramp no more. So
dang it!
I only think I hit the ramp twice, maybe 3 times, 2 or 3 times. But yeah, the ramp was cool.
There's a fun little nuance there. Like it's so different than anything else we do, and I'm not even comfortable hitting ramps, and still to this day I get so intimidated lining up to that thing. And it's like, for me, it's third gear basically as fast as I can hit it, and I don't over jump it. It's like it's a big gap on a 450 for me, at least.
Yeah, it's definitely not regulation freestyle. It's a lot bigger. Which is wild in itself. And then I didn't realize too, like, they're pretty close to each other. So like it was pretty windy when we were doing it. I'm pretty sure I saw a couple people touch in the air over it. Especially, like, I seen a couple of buddies, like, they were all pumped to do it. They both like tried to throw whips, and they fully hit each other and almost took each other out. But that's pretty wild. I mean, it's a really cool setup, and definitely I would say that's probably what got my eye to, like, just even if it's after going to the hill, that's probably the least gnarly or cool thing about the hill, racing it, is those ramps. That's probably the easiest thing, but that's what drew my attention to the event, was seeing those ramps and seeing you guys race up them. And it's definitely a cool factor. And something different.
That's the thing, like hill climb, we really struggle because nothing ever photographs, you do things where it's like even a layman can look at it and be like, oh my God. But like in hill climb, just the steepness never comes through film. It's so hard to do it. But those ramps, that comes through film. Awesome. I mean, it looks so damn cool.
Yeah, it's you can't even explain to people how steep some of this stuff is, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And how I guess just the sheer size of Washington too. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
um, yeah, I didn't realize like it looks like a big hill, right? But when you're up on top and see how small everything really is, it's like, you know, I've been up on some big hills and looked down, but that's probably, especially when you do the dash for cash or what,
Right.
King of
Oh,
the
King of the
Hill.
Hill.
yeah.
When you're up on top of that and you're looking down, you're just like, you can't believe how far up you really are. Like it's like being on a skyscraper and looking down. It's pretty wild.
That's the
Yeah,
next thing
it's
I wanted to talk to you about was that King of the Hill. And I myself never been fast enough to make it, but I just think that looks so freaking gnarly. How crazy was it to be going that hard with 4 other bikes up that long ass hill?
Yeah, it was wild. I mean, we were just going as fast as we could, and the first time it was raining, and none of us really even got to look at the course. And they said that I asked Brett, was there anything I need to look out for out there? He's all, no, that's all good. You know, everything's painted, and we've got it all flagged off. But I think all the flags blew off because we were going, and I was Logan got out front, and I mean he had it in control. But there was at one point I grabbed fifth, and I thought I was catching him, and I just started to grin, and I was just holding it wide, and then I looked and I realized I'm going through these little white things. I'm like, oh, that's where those flags probably were, and I didn't. So I kind of went through the rock garden, but luckily I didn't tag one or anything. But right about that split second, a glimmer of hope I had, as soon as I started to make up some room, Logan just pulled right back away, and that was it, man. That was cool though. That was my first experience, and then yeah, that was really cool. I mean,
You must
it's
have
almost like
you must have
it's
learned
like a video game.
Yeah. Well, you must have learned quick because the second day nobody could get you. So you must have learned something from Saturday.
Yeah, Logan just caught a bad bounce. Really, I got a really good jump, and then I tried to pre-jump the bottom of the hill. There was a bump, and I thought, oh, I'm going to make it over the top. And then there was another big kicker after that I didn't see, so I kind of just went nose straight into that kicker because I got a really good jump. And then Logan came blowing by me, and I was thinking, it's over. He's got it, you know. But I stayed tucked. And then as I looked over, he hit a hole, and it just lifted his whole, like both wheels, like probably 2-3 feet off the ground, and he lost his drive, and I was able to swing around the outside. So that was definitely. I got my butt kicked all weekend. I mean, I'm sure you've seen the results. I got. I mean, I got 3/3 and a fourth, and then a seventh and a ninth. So it was. You know, it definitely made the drive home a little nicer that I was able to sneak that one win in there. That made the drive a little nicer. And that was a nice payout too, but not as big as Logan's on Saturday. He had the big dog, but it was a killer time, man. I enjoyed it. I mean, I don't think I've ever left a hill climb not stoked. You know, every
Awesome.
time I
Oh,
leave,
man.
I'm you know, win, lose or draw, I'm still have a good time every time. So it's cool.
We were talking earlier that there was a picture that 208 Visuals got of you. It must have been at the riders meeting. You had a coffee in your hand and smiling ear to ear. I'm like, somebody needs to print this out and make a billboard and say, this is Josh Hill before a hill climb. Because it's no better advertisement.
It's just cool. I mean, you got all these guys and everybody's, you know, ultra, you put so much into it, right? Like you go there, you put so much effort and emphasis on this one, you know, you're really only on the bike for about 5 minutes the entire weekend, you know, which is a lot less than I'm used to. So we're all getting fired up, and, you know, everybody, we don't, other than the side by side racing, you know, we don't really ever have to, you know, run into each other or do anything like that. So everybody gets along really good. You don't got like some long history of, like, this guy broke my leg, you know, like, I mean, there might be some of that. I'm sure there's a couple of guys that don't get along great, but for the most part, everybody gets along. And I'm usually the guy that isn't super prepared and asking for help. And I always seem to find somebody that helps me out, and it makes, you know, the whole trip that much more worth it, because I could just get left out to the cold with a crappy setup and just go struggle, but that's never the case. There's always somebody that will either help you with knowledge or help you with technical stuff, and it's just a really cool community. And Yeah, I think you kind of, it's one of those things you have to be there to experience it to see how gnarly it really is.
Right.
Because your adrenaline, they don't make you could be on the hill by yourself and your adrenaline's still the same as it would be if you were on a gate with 20 guys racing Supercross.
Oh
It's
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
I think it's fun. I mean, thank you, number one, for like just trying it and getting into the sport. And the one thing that people don't understand, and I think that we want to get out there is this sport, it's fun, right? Like you can come with your best friends, you can race each other, leave best friends. But what we have that a lot of these little niche sports don't is you can have a nice little payday. You know, it's like you're not gonna get, $1 million, but you can make a nice, like Logan, was it 7 grand for on Saturday for the King of the Hill? I mean,
Yep.
7 grand's not that pays for a fun vacation. It's like that's there for you to win, and you're not, like Josh said, you didn't have to go on a diet for 6 months to train and everything else. You can just let it hang out and have fun. It's kind of awesome.
Yeah, it's just kind of like the rider's skill just really shines. It's not like, you have, like you said, you don't have to train for 6 months to get your wind up to do it for 30 minutes. I mean, all of us, there's been a lot of guys in the history of motocross that were really good, but it's the guy, not that many people can maintain that level of, training. Like you guys, you're working during the week and you don't have probably the time to do all that all the time, but you
Right.
can still, on it in a 30-second run, you should be able to, get, be able to hold on. I mean, I've
Yeah.
been in a couple of times where it's kind of hard to hold on at the end, but still, like it's no, just the skill shows, and it's really it's cool. And like you said, yeah, the pay. I've been to a couple of them where you'll leave with about the same as you could, you might get from a team bonus for getting a podium. Like
Right. Yeah.
that's pretty awesome.
Right.
I
And
know
what?
those events aren't every single weekend, but
No.
it's still, that it's awesome to see that the sport's out there, and it's kind of a cool blueprint that just to see how you're able to raise the money and do that. And the way that you guys give back is, or some of the series is the way they pay the pros is really cool because
Yeah.
you have 5-10,000 spectators at the big ones, and it's cool to
Right.
see some of them are actually giving the pros some of a commission on some of the tickets sold and some
Hell
of that
yeah.
stuff, and
Yep.
Yep.
that's just really cool to see.
Yeah, and hill climb's always been and always will be. It's a spectacle. And what better way to get a crowd than to have some, like you said, of the more, I don't know how you worded it so nicely, but
The
the
exciting riders.
exciting riders. And then you have the talented riders, but it's damn fun. Get on your Harley, go for a ride, stop, have a beer, watch us race. It's freaking awesome. Hill climbing's always been a spectacle, but what we love, Logan, Luke, and I, people like yourself, so talented, come and we get to see your skills on these bikes. It's just an absolute thrill for us. It's so freaking fun to watch you just get the most out of these bikes. Just awesome.
I love it, man. I think that I'll definitely, as I thought I was done racing a couple of years ago, and I was like, all right, yeah, I really need to get my own, build some more hill climb bikes and have a bike set aside specifically for hill climb. And then they started World Supercross, and I kind of caught a second wind and got my brother back into it and got all into
Yeah.
Supercross again. But definitely as things slow down a little bit on, racing, I definitely want to be at more races. It's just
Awesome.
it's too fun. It's too good. Like, and just a good way to spend your weekend. Like,
Oh, hell
you're
yeah.
riding
No.
dirt bikes, going ape shit, and you got a bunch of friends around, and it's killer.
Well, and not to mention how cool you bought bikes, you race it, but then you threw your own hill climb. It was a freaking unbelievable event, the Big Hill Jam, and that was at your parents'. Or is that your family's land in Yoncalla? Is that what that is? That was your dad's, or is that yours? I guess I didn't know.
Yeah, no, it's my mom and dad's. So this
Okay,
was kind of like I got my first pro contract, or like, yeah, first started to make money at racing, and my parents kind of realized like this is, like I have a future in this
yeah,
possibly.
cool,
So my parents sold their place that we had closer to Portland. I had a little supercross track in the backyard, but the neighbors didn't like it. So we ended up moving down here, and this was going to be the big training ground. But then
cool.
as we figured out, once I turned pro, I kind of had to be in California. So
Mm.
mom and dad just stayed here, and It's awesome. I'm here right now, actually, at my parents'
Oh,
property.
nice.
And yeah, I love to just come up for a couple of months and go mow the yard, bring it all back to life, and go play for a few weeks or something every year.
The property is epic. I mean, it's
Yeah, it's
unbelievable
awesome.
there. And thank you for having it. And it was so fun watching Austin Tyler and Logan and yourself and Jake Anstead and just all your friends just going. We even got to see Ronnie Mack bring the big Hill Jam. I couldn't believe that was the best. You had a jar of jam with your picture on. That was great. But now it continues on in another specter. You are in just near Albany. Is that where you're at now for the Big Hill Jam?
Yeah, Albany. Actually, I just was out there practicing. They have practice every Wednesday night out there, and it's just the
Okay.
track I grew up at. I probably got my first ever trophy out there. It's just a really cool place. They always put a lot into it. Really great family atmosphere out there. And just they've just done an amazing job with the track. It's been there since before I was born. But yeah,
Nice.
that's where we're gonna have the Hill Jam this year. So they're gonna let me build out a freestyle setup. We're gonna make some pro lanes on the motocross tracks, kind of like a super motocross style setup. And I think we'll run like super minis and maybe like 250B or something. One of the, a couple of the top classes, we'll let them ride it too.
Cool.
And then basically just the same type of thing as we've done in the past. Just we're switching out hill climb for just a motocross race this year.
Okay.
We just couldn't get the schedules to line up this year. That seemed like the only weekend that there wasn't a already established major hill climb in the month of July was the same weekend as Washougal National.
Mm.
So it was just one of those things. I really wanted to do it, and I definitely plan to include hill climbing into the hill jam any chance we get. So
Awesome.
hopefully in the future we'll do it, or even
Cool.
if we can't ever make the schedules work with the motocross, the freestyle, all that. I mean, we could always do a standalone hill climb event. We definitely want to do it. I think the hill climb crowd is my parents' favorite crowd. They're always like, you need to get rid of the
Cool.
freestylers. They're a bunch of punks.
We finally made a good impression on someone for once.
No,
That's a
my
first.
parents loved it. And when like the first years we did it, my dad gets all pumped on it. I mean, he still talks about when Austin Tyler the first year before we even had an event and we just had
Yeah.
the hill climb bikes out
Oh,
when he came and hooked up and wheelied over the road gap before he got there and launched it like 100 and something feet up into the hill. He
yeah.
still talks about that.
Oh.
I tell him we need to get him on one. My dad.
There we go.
Yes.
That'd be
Yes.
awesome.
Yeah, he'd have fun.
Oh yeah, let's make that happen.
I'm trying. I'm working on it.
I'm best of luck this year. It's July 4th through the 6th, and
Yep.
you just deliver. I want you to promote as many events as you can because the ones there I've been there where you and your family have been involved, you kill it. It's freaking awesome. They have everything you've ever wanted when you're at an event like that. And please I know they're a crazy amount of work and effort, but that's how stuff builds forever, right? Like the effort you put in, and people want to come back and they get to make memories and get to see, and you grow so many different directions. Please keep doing it. It's so freaking awesome.
I appreciate it. I just want everybody to have fun that comes out, and hopefully all the guys that are competing, can leave with a good chunk of change in their pocket. That's all we try to do. When we get sponsors, we try to just throw that into the purse, because if we got a bigger purse, that means we're going to have better riders,
Oh, for
and
sure. For sure.
everybody's happy and wants to come back. So I mean,
Yeah.
hopefully, I really appreciate the kind words. It's just I've been around dirt biking, and I remember all the fun. I've been to some cool events, right? And
Right.
those
Yep.
events don't happen all the time, and there's usually a reason for that.
Yeah.
You make them too cool, they get a little dangerous sometimes. So
Yeah.
you have to kind of walk both lines and figure out what
Yep.
works. But I really appreciate the kind words, and definitely hope we can get another big hill climb, because
Ooh.
yeah, I know just keep making the hill harder.
Yeah. No. This is, and we're not going to ask you or hold you to it, but I just want you to make you aware of this, which I'm sure that many people already have. But if you could just maybe eke out one more weekend in American Hillclimb this year, I guarantee you would qualify for the race in Oregonia. And I don't know if you know what makes this race special, but in the Devil's Staircase in Ohio, that's where the national championship is. What they're famous for, Josh, is they sell beer in gallon jugs. Okay. So you literally have like 3,000 Harleys that park there. There's a crowd of 7 to 12,000 people all drinking gallon jugs of beer and screaming their freaking asses off watching this hill climb. I gotta say, I think you'd have a good time there.
That sounds pretty cool. I've seen some videos. That hill looks pretty gnarly too, like kind of gnarly in a different way. It looks like you're going extremely fast.
Yes.
That's the one, right?
It's just
the one. Yeah.
That's the
bunch
one.
of steps in a row. The one where the one guy on the guy has the biggest loop out of all time on one of the old videos.
Yep.
Yes. That's
right.
the one.
He does like 150-foot loop out and just loses. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. No, it's insane.
That sounds like the staircase.
Yeah.
There's a lot of exciting riders there, Josh.
A lot of exciting riders. I like it.
But the thing that they have is a ginormous purse. What was the purse last year, Logan?
I don't remember, but it was.
I think it was $60,000 for the purse.
Something like that. They paid out to all 32 people that qualified for it, so it was awesome.
You're talking if you made the podium, you were $10,000 plus, weren't you, Logan? If you were on the podium, something like that.
No, not quite. I know first place was over 10, and I got second. I was close to that, so still pretty good though.
That's pretty freaking
awesome.
Good. And if you're lucky, they throw in a gallon jug of beer too, Josh.
That sounds like a good time. I'm gonna have to see if I can sneak off to another one.
That'd be cool. Well, dude, we know you're a busy man, and this just means the absolute world to us that you can share a little bit of your time with us. More so, like, thank you for bringing the people that you love into hill climb and just dabbling your toes. And we want more extremely talented people like yourself to dip their toes in, to find out what it's about, and just feel that rush. Because what it comes down to it is everything in life is about the open class. Okay, everything else is foreplay. Once you get on that open bike, Josh, a nitro bike and a chain wheel, that's all that life's about, okay?
I know. That's why it kills me when watching Logan whoop my butt on the open bikes way more times than not and make it look so easy, because I'm like, I got to figure that out. That's the coolest thing ever. So I agree 100%.
Well, dude, best of luck with Big Hill Jam. Thank you so much for all that you do for motorcycles in general, and thanks for your time tonight, bud.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. Thanks for having me on.
Well, I'm not going to sleep tonight. I don't know about you guys, but that was probably the coolest effing 30 minutes of my entire life. And wow, here's the deal. If you're going to be really good at riding dirt bikes and get really famous, be like Josh Hill. Would you guys disagree?
No, it's pretty cool that he can come on here and be so down to earth and shoot the shit with us for a little bit and be a good advocate for the sport of hill climb too. Because that's ultimately what is going to help grow the sport and is a huge positive influence for us.
Yeah, I hope someday we can have him on, and maybe, I know he's just got so short of time, but it'd be fun to get his whole story, because man, I just think it's so cool following him. He's out riding his on pedals, then he's on his Suron, then he's on one of his Yamahas, and he just gets everything. Like, he just has so many different handlebar experiences, and he just gets all of them. It's so freaking cool, all the different aspects of what he gets out of life. It's just awesome to follow him.
Yeah, it's cool that he's raced and competed at every level and dang near every discipline, and just still ultimately has a love for two wheels that does not obviously fade after years and years.
That's so awesome.
It's awesome.
I mean, I'd say inspirational. It's like your dad, Logan, and Luke. Like, he just inspires me. Like, his love for bikes has been his entire life, and no dulling of it yet, And it's like, Josh Hill seems like that kind of guy, or he's just going to keep that motor going until he can't, right?
Yeah, definitely. It's awesome. And
it
was a blast racing with him and seeing him interact with all the fans too. I mean, it's super cool. I was over talking to him at the end of the first day, and a group of fans came up and talked to him, and then had their kids come over, and he signed autographs, and was like, he's busy working on his bikes all weekend, getting them ready, putting the extensions on, looking at the 850 that he hasn't seen forever. And he made time for every single person that came up and asked for an autograph or wanted a picture or just talked for a little bit. It's just, yeah, you just can't say enough good things.
Right. Dirt bikes attracts good people. I guess that's all there is to it, right?
Yep. And I guess good events do too. We can't thank Sunnyside and the whole or Washington Nitro Nationals crew enough for everything they did to put on such a good event. It was a ton of fun, good crowd, good people there, good racing, really, really good racing. Everyone was close, back and forth within tenths of a second. You know, it was like it wasn't boring by any means. So it was pretty awesome to have all those elements at one event like that.
I mean, Brett killed it. We talked to him, what he was doing on socials. He got one of the best people to ever ride a bike wanting to come out to be part of that event by what he was posting, the excitement that he was building. That shit matters, you know? Yeah.
And it's just his vision on top of it by knowing that we need cool stuff at these races and building ramps and building cool layouts. And that's what's going to attract people, doing stuff new and different than what we've been doing.
Right. I mean, I got to think that Jay will help the guy out if he wants to get a nitro bike out there. I think maybe next year he just needs a little heads up. Don't you think?
I would sure think so. I don't think he's going to tell Josh no. So maybe we can see him ring the neck of the R1 up Sunnyside next year.
Oh my God.
Wouldn't that be cool?
That would be freaking epic to see the R1 and Josh with the 75 on it going balls out. I love how he said, take it easy where I want to. And then just, there's 300 horsepower right now.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh man.
Can't beat it.
What's next, Logan, for that series? What event's next?
Yeah, so at the end of June, I think it's the 28th and 29th. You have to maybe check the dates on me a little bit. I'm not totally up to par, but that one will be Lloyd's Nitro National in Soda Springs, Idaho. Again, another absolutely beautiful venue, a little more equally rocky hill. Similar type, format, and style of hill, I guess. Last year we kind of started out with the jump and the turns on the bottom. He had two pretty cool different layouts, and it'll be a little bit tougher, I think, going back to the second year, just with some of the challenges they'll face with the hill layouts and some rocks and stuff. But it looks like they're getting an early start on the promotion part of it, and they obviously learned a lot from last year of what to do better and what they did well. So,
it's
I'm
June
obviously
20...
always on the fence of what I'm going to do, but I'm getting closer and closer to committing. So likely I'll be out there. And if it involves another road trip with dog, I'll probably be tough to say no.
Oh, sweet. That's awesome. Maybe you can get Bryce to come with too in a ride shotgun.
No, that would be a trip.
That would be a trip. That would be one for the ages right there.
Yeah. We'll see what we can do.
That's June 27th through the 29th, Soda Springs.
All right. Yep.
And that's absolutely stunning, beautiful out there. It's really
it's
cool.
awesome. And then it's right around the 4th of July time, obviously. So there's good campgrounds and stuff in the area. I know that there's some hot springs right up the road from there. That's like a real cool tourist area. So I've heard great things about that. And then when you're done racing for there, you just drive a few hours back east and come race with the Jelnicks at the Motoclimb Super Series and Fordville right after with all the French guys that are going to be here. So we've got a few epic weeks of hill climbing coming up.
Oh man, it's going to be a busy summer.
Always is. That's the way we like it.
Did it feel good to not be on a side quest and be give your full force?
Yeah, it felt good being back where we belong with the long bikes. That's for sure. Can't wait to just keep getting after it. We've got one more Harescramble this weekend, and then I think I'm in for like 5 or 6 weeks probably straight of hill climbing, if I can remember right here. So yeah, we've got June, White Rose, Freemansburg, local one, Columbus, Lloyd's, Motoclimb at Brickmine, and then Bay City.
Damn.
So
that's
we're in it for the long haul now.
Balls. And we have the side quest name for you, but it's almost more like Buell, non-Buell, like that's kind of what it is.
All that's really important, right?
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, did you get to keep that little bag that the money was in? Is that what you're playing with right there? Look at that. Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I'm not going to give up a crown bag.
No, that's sick. Very cool. Well, cool, man. What an awesome event. Great job to all involved. How was the announcing?
Oh, I'm glad you caught that. That's one thing we need to see. They had Levi Brewer, Leviticus, they're announcing with Two Beer Willie, and oh my God, they were great.
Awesome.
Yeah, Leviticus asked some of the deepest and most intrusive but best podium questions I've ever heard at a hill climb. So I'm really hoping that they can work out a deal and get him locked in for some of the East Coast ones, some of the West Coast ones, wherever they can get him, because he was very impressive and good to listen to. Him and Tubi are bounced back and forth off each other really great too. So he hasn't, like, Levi hasn't even announced a hill climb for 3-4 years. So if you get him up to speed a little bit, he'd I think he could kind of fill some of that void that we're going to be having with Jamie, which is definitely a tall order. So hopefully they can work something out with him. I let Kerry know my opinions. So hopefully they can make something work. It'd be awesome to see him at some more races outside of Washington.
Oh, that's awesome. Hell yeah. Great. How are the tacos? Did they disappoint?
Only disappointed Dog. They were just as good as I remember them, but Dog wasn't impressed. So yeah.
What?
I don't know what was wrong with him that day.
God, he's too close to Chicago. That's the problem.
Something
in the water down there.
But dang, they were good.
Oh man. Yeah, I was glad to hear that Todd didn't try to order off the menu, and he just said number one, pointed to the picture, and walked away.
We all wanted number one, and we were all going to have a few beers, so we ordered 3 number ones and a bucket of Modelo's.
Perfect. That's that's what you're supposed to do.
What more could you possibly want?
There's nothing more you could ever ask for. That's exactly right. Well, dang. All right. Awesome job. And, Logan, just awesome job riding. You killed it. Good job. That was amazing.
Yeah, it was.
Great way to start out American Hillclimb.
That'll be a tough weekend to forget. That's for sure. One of the better ones, one of the highlights, and just so rewarding after the long off season I've put in. I've tried to focus on some new stuff and getting better and trying to get better still, even though I'm getting older every year, and I haven't lost it yet. So hopefully we got another successful season in the works.
That's awesome. All right, let's go. I'm not going to be able to sleep, but I don't want to keep rambling on here. I say, what do you think, Luke? We call her?
Yep, works for me.
I like that Josh didn't even notice your mustache either.
He noticed it. You could tell he noticed. He just didn't want to bring it to attention.
That was awesome. All right, later, boys.
Mama told me one day I'ma grow up big and I'ma be a king. And my papa told me it's okay to sit when shit hurts. Don't forget your dreams, cause they'll get you through this so-called life.